Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for taking the leap, for investing in yourself and taking that first step to becoming a profitable trader and learning a new skill. Okay. So, what we're going to start off with is we're starting with the point where you guys have already read the ebook or saw the ebook. You saw some of the videos in there from Clay Trader teaching us the different aspects of futures and what the contracts mean. And you saw Earn Your Leisure, where they describe the futures market and how it's one of the best kept secrets. You saw a video that I put together that talks about the overnight high or low. So now we at the point where as we're ready for the next steps. So what I'm gonna start first is by saying again, congratulations to you guys. Good job taking that first step, betting on yourselves, learning a new skill. So with us, we're gonna go and we're gonna give information for you guys weekly. So you'll notice in a couple of days. So you're going to get this video. You'll notice in a couple of days you're going to get another video that's going to go over the chart settings and how to set things up. And then from there, every week you're going to get new information drip fed because in between the lessons we're going to have you to work and to go over the information that's already taught. Okay, so I know you guys have a lot of questions as far as what's next. You know, I read the ebook. Some people they do it in a day, some people do it in 3 days. So whenever we're done with that ebook, let's go ahead and take a look at what comes next. All right, so this is what the future looks like with us, right? So first you learn. So there's going to be parts of it, the structure that we learn, and then once you have that down pack, now you have the opportunity to go ahead and earn. So what we'll do first is we'll, like with this particular video, you'll notice inside those lesson plans, we're going to show you how to set up your system, how to set up your charts, how to get into market replay. One of the first things you're going to notice, even coming from the ebook, there's something there that's the account that we're going to use. The prop firm, the other people's money is called Apex. You'll notice inside of Apex, there should be a promotion code for 80, or sometimes they run a promo for 90% off, right? If you go to Apex and you notice that promotion code does not apply, you should not be over $100 a month for these accounts. What I'm doing is we're showing you guys an opportunity to come in with very low overhead. I mean, you shouldn't be paying anything more between 16 and 26, $29 a month. If you notice anything over $29 a month, that means that the promotion code is not active at the moment. And then we'll just wait until Apex runs another promotion because they're always in promotion code. If you notice that there's no promotion code when you put it in, if they have no active promos, then when you sign up, you'll just sign up for the 14-day free trial with NinjaTrader until Apex has something new so you can get that discount. If you run into any questions with that, send us a message with support. But we are not signing up for 104 or $140 a month while we're learning. No, the only overhead you have at this moment is just if you catch it at 90% discount, it'll be roughly $16 for the 25,000 Rhythmic account. If you catch it 80% off, it'll be between $26 and $29. You should not have anything larger than a 25,000 account while we're getting started. Okay, so what we say, so for the first 6 weeks, this is what it looks like. We're going to be learning, right? So we'll learn how to set up the systems. It's designed for you to be a complete newbie learning from the ground floor. So we'll show you how to set up NinjaTrader, how to set up your Rhythmic, how to get your Apex account going. And then we'll show you how to get your charts set up. And with the way after you set up your charts, then we're going to start trading in the past. So we'll show you how to get into market replay, how to download the past, and how to use different days. Now with NinjaTrader, it'll let you go back roughly 90 days. So you can go 90 days in the past. Okay. After we're done with market replay, then we're going to go into learning and going over the common terms because there is terminology. There's things that you're going to need to know. We're going to try to get this stuff out early so you can always come back and visit it. So we're going to go over some terms when it comes to futures like rollovers, spillage, ticks, all the fun stuff, right? So you'll be able to understand the language as you hear it. And then we're going to learn about market structure. We're going to learn the way that the market moves. And for us, with our onboarding group, we're going to point you in the directions of the people that is teaching it the best. One thing you're going to understand and learn when it comes to the futures market is that there's a lot of information out there. Some of it is relevant, but there's a whole lot of information out there that's irrelevant. So we're going to show you the best way to learn market structure by some of the best teachers, right? Just like how we had Clay, one of the better teachers when it comes to the introduction of futures, right? Earn Your Leisure, one of the simplest ways to show you why futures is really important. And then we're going to learn market structure again by amazing teachers. They're going to show us how to look at the market and do fib levels and higher highs, lower lows, things like that. After that, you guys, we need to understand the numbers. We need to understand, I'm going to introduce you to something called drawdown. Like how many times are you able to lose? What's considered a win? How do you get to the point where you can take money out? Because this isn't a hobby. We're doing this to be able to get and generate income. So we're going to go and help you understand the numbers of it, the way that trades look and things like that, different markets. So you can really understand the numbers behind it. Because once you understand the numbers of futures, things get really exciting. Okay, so now that we have our knowledge set up, now we can go ahead and enter part 2 of our onboarding when we begin to earn, right? So now we're going to talk about automation. We'll show you how to create an automated trading bot, right? We'll teach you how to optimize and even create multiple bots if you want to go that route. We'll teach you how to optimize and turn that particular bot on. We'll tell you about different types of trades, people that like to trade small, people that like to trade big, people that like to trade fast markets, people that like to trade slow markets. So we're going to show you a couple of different things so that you can gravitate towards whichever trading system fits your profile the best. Okay. From there, we're going to graduate to simple entry and exit strategies. There's some things out there that's really simple that can easily show you how to get in, where to get in, at what time to get in and exit, things like that. Okay. And then we're going to have you join the community, right? We're going to get involved with the futures markets. We're going to see the guys that's teaching stuff daily. We're going to show you how to join Discords, how to join different other prop firms, what they have going on, and how to really get involved with the futures market overall so that you can take your trading to the next level. We're going to have our community, but then also we're going to join the futures community as overall so that we all can learn from each other and learn to grow together. And then, of course, everyone's favorite part number 12, how to take the information that we have, how to scale it up in different ways to scale. You're able to grow wide and you're able to grow high when it comes to futures. And of course, we'll talk about that in future lessons. Okay, so within, I say the next 10 weeks, right? Because the first 2 weeks is really just setting up things. Now, once we have it set up, you're going to notice that I have this broken down into 4 different trading strategies. Like I said, so you're going to realize and you're going to learn and gravitate towards a particular strategy. Not that we're going to be all over the place, because really one builds into the other, right? But you're going to notice a certain strategy is something that you're able to do comfortably. And you may just want to do this particular strategy. So, what I would say to you, as far as whichever system feels the most comfortable to you and the most profitable, that is the one I would recommend that you spend the majority of the time in, right? So what we have first is the strategy that's in the ebook. We have our overnight high and low. That strategy is easy. That's you taking one trade a day. Maybe if you fail the first time, maybe you jump in again and take it again, right? Simple strategy. If you're hitting the overnight high or low, you're making money $100 a day, $200 a day, $80 a day, whatever your goal is, $1,000 a day, right? Whatever your goal is, if you're getting that with overnight high and low, you may say, forget the other stuff. I'm just going to jump in. I like it when it's moving fast. That's my cup of tea. I like to drive down 95 if we're in the US, right? If we're outside of the US, we'll pick a highway. We'll find a highway overseas and we'll talk about that particular highway as well. But the overnight just may be good enough for somebody else, right? And then we're going to introduce the traditional trading, the market structure that shows this is where the majority of the futures market they get into and they begin to learn this, how to see when the high goes higher, when the low goes lower, introducing fib levels. So if you're more of a technical person and you like precise entries with less guesswork, right? That's where this will come into play. And then number three is the automation, right? You like systems, you like automation, you like hands off, less control, less input by the user. That may be your thing. So then we'll show you how to automate your trades, how to create bots, and how to optimize bots for the best results in the current market. All right. And then one of the last strategies we'll talk about is being able to transition to a simple entry and exit strategy. I'm gonna save that to the end because if I tell you what it is right now, you won't even believe it. So let's just say that we're gonna call that the showstopper. We'll save the showstopper towards the end. Okay. We got to graduate to the showstopper. All right. So just know that one system is going to build to the others. Do not forget the information that was taught at the beginning, because you will be able to revisit and how one thing is going to build to the other. Like you're going to learn how the overnight high low teaches you how to look at the open. So now when I start to get into market structure, I have an idea of how the open moves because I've been practicing the open, right? So in between the weeks, we're going to have you practice and learn how the market moves at the open. Learn how it normally goes up before it goes down and when it starts going higher. So you can kind of get a feel for the market. So then as you begin to go to the next phase and then the next phase, you'll have an idea of how the market moves, right? And then this last part I'm going to show you is just a little bit about what we're trading. So we're trading something called the S&P 500, that's the ES market, and then the NASDAQ 100, right? So what that is the top 500 or the top 100 of the US stocks. So you'll notice out of the top S&P 500, you'll notice the majority of the guys that move the market are the big boys. They're the top 10 stocks within that S&P 500, controls about roughly 82% of the whole market. Everything else, the other, what, if it's 10 and it's 500, the other 490 companies controls 18% of that movement. So that means whatever the big boys do, that's normally what moves the market. So we're talking about Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, Lilly, Adobe, things like that. And we'll talk about other stuff later on as far as particular companies. But these are the companies that we're trading. So this is like a collection of companies, like how you have a 401k, and your 401k is like a collection of stocks. The S&P 500, like they call that the market, the S&P 500, and then the NASDAQ, which is the really fast one, is the top 100. So this is the top 500. NASDAQ is the top 100. So it goes really fast. But these are the companies that we're going to be trading in the stock market. All right. So that I'm going to conclude this particular video. I just want to give you a heads up of what's coming up next, how the picture is painted regarding the training, get you guys excited a little bit so we could go ahead and jump inside. Okay. I'll see you guys on the next video. The next video should be, you guys, to learn how to set up your chart, how to get into your system, get your Apex up and running. All right. Talk to you guys later.